very happy Halloween. I hope you've all gotten into the spooky vibe and that you've enjoyed this very prestigious holiday. I know you guys enjoyed my last horoscopes video, so I decided let's kick off November with some new horoscopes for the month. And like last time, I will be reading it off of my iPad. And of course, just a disclaimer, none of this needs to be taken literally. I am a firm believer that you can make the changes in your life that you want to see. And you don't have to wait on stars in the sky to make things happen for you. But it is fun, and I do like astrology because I think it can be very accurate. Sometimes. Not every time, but sometimes. And that's really cool and fun, so why not? Before we start, I wanted to get a little bevy bev to, warm up the vocal cords and whatnot. And I was gonna pour myself like a tea or something cozy like that, but for some reason I'm really craving like Pepsi or like Coke, and I happen to have Pepsi. So, be right back. I'm gonna go pour myself a glass. Okay, I'm back with my mug of Pepsi. I wonder if you can hear it. Holding it up to the microphone. I can't see. And it is a little Halloween mug. I can't tilt it so you can't see, but I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, so let's get into it. I found this article from wellandgood.com, and I'm just gonna go through the list in order. And it looks like we're starting with Aries. And it says, November is a pressure cooker in all the ways. The new moon in your 8th house pushes you to face your fears and do what scares you. A few days later, your ruler, Mars, currently in your home zone, gets into a brawl with mighty Pluto in the final degrees of your status sector. This can set off potential war between your domestic duties and professional demands. Whatever you do, look before you leap, Aries. The full moon is released into your resources realm at mid-month, the same day Saturn stations direct in your dream zone. Cue the deep work around your self-worth. You can let go of the shame and self-blame that's been holding you back from stellar success for the last 6 months. After November 21st, the sun shifts into your travel zone and you're ready to hit the road. Okay, and for career and money, it says Venus moves into your career zone on November 11th, making the next 3 weeks ideal for getting your bosses or clients to see your value. The full moon lands in your own money zone on November 15th, calling you to let go of old false notions of your own earnings potential. Release what you thought your labor was worth 6 months ago and develop new budgets and strategies to achieve those numbers in 2025, starting now. For love and relationships, it says, The sun is in your sexuality sector through November 21st, emphasizing the deep, intimate bonds you share with lovers, both past and present. Let yourself get to the heart of intimacy this month, revealing your emotional vulnerability and building trust. Taurus, 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 Taurus. This November, you're confronting the very meaning of partnership. This could be professional or personal, and it applies even if you're already in a long-term relationship. With the new moon in your 7th house of others on November 1st and feisty Mars activating your communication zone a few days later, you're prone to verbal outbursts, especially around partners, early in the month. Set intentions to soften and sweeten your most important relationships by your next birthday, perhaps by practicing active listening. By the time the full moon in Taurus arrives mid-month, you'll be able to release some of the stress built up in your body and mind. This could all be a bit emotionally overwhelming, so pile on the indulgent self-care routines and use an as-needed philosophy. Too much is never enough for you, sweet bull. Sweet bull, it's cute. For career and money, it says Saturn stations direct in your career sector on the same day as the full moon in your sign on November 15th. You may be too emotional to notice this at the moment it happens, but it's a signal to slowly and proactively push forward on a professional plan you put on hold about 5 months ago. You've probably tweaked enough. Now it's time to make it happen. Love and relationships says your relationships are the most potent, urgent theme of the month, Taurus. There are a few sweet spots for love and romance, however, especially on November 4th, 9th, and 22nd. Now we have Gemini. Gemini, your schedule is relentless this month, but you can reset your day-to-day vibe, Gemini. Jupiter has had you in wild overdrive since May, and even though it's nice to have the most auspicious planet in your stars, it can be a lot. The new moon lands in your 6th house of work and wellness on November 1st, offering you a chance to set intentions for your daily life to bring back balance. With Mars under stress in your house of money, you're fired up about earning what you deserve, yet you might experience some obstacles early this month. The full moon releases in your dream zone at mid-month, and it could be a bit emotionally bumpy. This is an excellent time to take a social media break, immerse yourself in the imaginal realm, write in your journal, and get in touch with your body again. Get back on the mat. You'll need this reattunement because when your planetary ruler Mercury stations retrograde a few days before Thanksgiving, everything might feel hella chaotic. For career and money, it says as Saturn stations direct in your career zone on November 15th, you'll sense a major vibe shift in relation to your professional goals, making you once again feel ambitious where you may have previously felt exhausted or bored. For love and relationships, it says with Venus in your relationship zone through November 11th and the Sun entering this part of your chart on November 21st, partnership is a powerful force this month. Note that professional concerns could conflict with your personal life when Venus squares Neptune on November 9th. Then we have Cancer. Cancer. Pleasure may be hard to come by for many this month, but you should be able to access small joys a bit more easily than others. Why? Because the Sun is in your 5th house of love and romance, and the new moon alights here on November 1st. Start the month by setting intentions for all things dating, mating, and relating for your next 6 months. What could be sweeter? Yet you can't escape what's happening in tandem. That aggressive Mars is in your stars and pushing hard against Pluto in your relationship zone. You might find yourself on the defensive, even when it's not necessary. The full moon in your social zone at mid-month could bring some emo energy into the group chat, So do whatever you can to self-soothe before you start something you can't take back. For career and money, it says on November 3rd, Mars moves into your money zone where it will drive your financial passions, yet with the caveat that the red planet stations retrograde in early December and returns to your own sign in January. In short, this is a complex, fraught time, but you're driven to make loads of cash for the sake of security. For love and relationships, it says Venus, the planet of love and romance, steps into your partnership zone on November 11th, ushering in 3 weeks of high vibes in your one-to-one relationships. This is one of the best periods of the year for your current long-term relationship or a long-term relationship in the making. Let's see what it says for Leo. Leo. Your domestic scene gets a major glow up early this month as the new moon offers myriad opportunities for home improvement, whatever that means to you. Whether buying or renting a new place, renovating, moving in with bae, or buying cute new sofa pillows, you can set intentions about your living space and family or chosen family. Mars moves into your own stars on November 3rd, activating your passionate, fiery core and making you more assertive in all your endeavors. The mid-month full moon allows you to press the release valve on a tense, ongoing career issue. You can let it go and move on now. For career and money, it says, the first 3 weeks of November are Pluto's last stand in Capricorn and your 6th house of work and wellness, where the planet of transformation has been for a grueling 15 years. You don't have to grind the way you've been grinding, Leo. Your new professional mantra can be less intensity, higher rewards. For love and relationships, it says Venus is in your love zone through November 11, so you can tap into abundant romance and pleasure for the first chunk of the month. The only complication is that Mercury will also be in this part of your chart, and it will slow down and station retrograde a few days before Thanksgiving, causing potential communication bumps with loved ones. The only complication is that Mercury will also be in this part of your chart, and it will slow down and station retrograde a few days before Thanksgiving, causing potential communication bumps with loved ones. And now we are up to Virgo. Whoops. Well, I guess that's a nice view. Virgo. Okay. For Virgo, talking, thinking, and texting are your jam this month, Virgo. On the new moon at the start of November, you can set intentions for all forms of communication, from the personal to the professional, for the next 6 months. Want to write a book or start a newsletter? This is your moment. With your planetary ruler Mercury prepping to station retrograde on November 25th, getting all your ducks in a row early in the month is key. The full moon lands in your travel zone at mid-month, potentially prompting you to get on the road to visit a locale you've missed just before the Thanksgiving holiday. For career and money, it says, Pluto moves into your work and wellness zone for the long haul on November 19th, transforming the way you relate to your daily schedule. It's time to bring even more meaning to your mundane tasks. The more your duties align with your heart and soul, the less stress you'll feel in the near and distant future. Preach. For love and relationships, it says, Sweet Venus enters your love zone on November 11th, bringing many opportunities for romance. If you're single, commence swiping. When the love planet syncs up with a direct Saturn in your relationship zone on November 22nd, your committed partnerships get a boost. Okay, we've moved on to Libra. Libra, your self-worth can soar at the start of the month as the new moon lands in your house of resources. This is ideal for setting intentions for your next 6 months of financial success or working on your holiday budget. The full moon releases in your transformation zone 2 weeks later, bringing an intense, potentially emotionally overwhelming moment. You're letting go of a lot, Libra, and you should make space for tenderness and self-care as you liberate yourself from unhealthy burdens. The sun slides into your communication zone on November 21st, bringing lots of conversation and activity in the group chat. But be wary of how Mercury retrograde can muck this up a few days later. For career and money, it says when the sun in your money zone trines Saturn in your house of work on November 4th, you get an amazing opportunity to align your income and your vocation more meaningfully. Take steps to do less of what you don't love and rely on the kind of inspo that makes you want to work harder. And for love and relationships, it says your planetary ruler Venus is in your communication zone for the first 11 days of November, bringing more ease and sweetness to conversations with partners. Your flirting skills are on point too. The full moon in your sexuality sector at mid-month could be one of the most intimate and super hot moments of November, especially if you allow yourself to be emotionally vulnerable with a lover. Scorpio. I love my Scorpios. Happy birthday, Scorpio baby. Your season is fraught with intensity and urgency even in the best of times, but this November is hella complex, and you could feel it in the depths of your sensitive, uber sleuth soul. With a new moon in your sign on the very first day of the month, the stars are offering you the opportunity to make a wish, or a dozen, and set intentions for how to make them come true during the next 6 months. This lunation is a potential portal because it falls just a few days before your traditional planetary ruler Mars opposes your modern planetary ruler Pluto, putting you at the center of the most powerful, pivotal aspect of the month, if not the year. In other words, as much as you often prefer to act the part of the incognito introvert, you're in the spotlight right now. For career and money, it says with planets making their way into your money zone, Venus, then Mercury, and then the Sun on November 21st, your finances are at the top of your mind. However, the communication planet will enter its retrograde shadow by November 7th, so stick to your budget because overspending now could come back to bite you next month. For love and relationships, it says the full moon in your relationship zone hits at mid-month, bringing an equal amount of truth, revelation, and deep realization to your partnerships. Yet this could be confounded by Mercury retrograde already building up. Don't expect every question to be answered immediately. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you enter November in a contemplative mood and leave it ready to party, Sagittarius. The new moon opens the month in your 12th house of dreams and secrets, turning your focus inward for a minute. This is a beautiful moment for tarot pulls, journaling, and setting intentions about all the ways you'd like to improve your mental health over the next 6 months. The planet of transformation prepares to leave this part of your chart for the final time on November 19th. Your financial zone will no longer be weighed down by old karma. Embrace this freedom to pursue your wildest dreams of what it means to be wealthy. For love and relationships, it says with Venus in your sassy stars from the start of November through the 11th, everything feels extra sweet and sexy as hell. This is particularly heightened on the 3rd, when the love planet exposes your own planetary ruler Jupiter, currently in your relationship zone. Is your partner flirting or fighting with you, or both at the same time? it's hard to know. Capricorn. Capricorn. November is momentous for you in multiple ways. The new moon awakens your house of goals and wishes, and even though it's a somewhat tense lunation, it's ideal for networking at the start of the month. Set intentions for your friendships now. What kind of people do you want to surround yourself with? People who support and value your personal and professional goals, perhaps? It's important to ask these questions now because on November 19th, Pluto finally leaves your sign after more than a decade, setting you free after one of the most intense periods of your life. You're about to feel some serious lightness for the first time in a long time, Capricorn. The full moon lands in your love and creativity zone at mid-month, adding to the sense that this is a time to embrace joy and sweetness. This doesn't mean you have to set your hardworking persona totally aside. You'll always be the OG GOAT. But learning how to relax and have fun will be good for your health. For career and money, it says your planetary ruler, Saturn, stations direct in your communication zone on November 15th, helping you regain control of any professional boundaries that have been blurred in recent months. Any conversations or important requests that have been on hold can now be moved back to the front burner. For love and relationships, it says, Sweet Venus moves into your own stars on November 11th, putting you in the mood for love. You may crave romance more than you usually allow yourself to do. Even if you don't usually go for the hearts and flowers routine, you're apt to want more attention from a lover or potential lover. Bonus, this is the best time of year for spa treatments, shopping, and getting all around guzzied up. Yes, it's time for a Sephora haul. And now our penultimate sign, Aquarius. Aquarius. Says for Aquarius, your star is rising as the month begins, Aquarius. The new moon lands in your 10th house of status, giving you a major opportunity to set intentions for your public life. This is a part of your chart that can bring you fame, if you want that. So set intentions for anything you want to put out there in a big way on or around November 1st. The full moon releases into your 4th house of home 2 weeks later, calling attention to the importance of work-life balance and the ways that career stress can affect family life. The biggest astro headline of the month for you is Pluto's arrival in your own sign on November 19th for the long haul. You've gotten small tastes of this intense transformation over the last year or so, but now you're in it for real. This is especially active for early Aquarius birthdays, January 20th to the 23rd or so. Change is only constant, and you're about to be both the transformed and the transformer in other people's lives. For career and money, it says Saturn stations direct in your money zone on November 15th, enabling you to make firm, well-informed decisions about your finances and helping you to create a budget and stick to it during the next few months. You may feel a bit restricted in this part of your life through the spring, but this is the final stretch of Saturn's stay in this part of your chart through the next year. For love and relationships, it says, I'm skipping this section I've decided because it's inappropriate. Pisces. Okay. We are down to the last sign here. So for Pisces, it says the vibes are often immaculate for you during Scorpio season because your sister water sign can be deeply inspiring. With the sun and new moon in your travel zone, you can set intentions for your next 6 months of travel and adventure. Where do you want to go and what do you want to see? Write it all down near November 1st and make sure your passport is up to date even if you don't have any trips booked. Halloween may be over, but you can still cast some serious spells this month, especially after Saturn goes direct in your sign on November 15th, the same day as the full moon in your communication zone. This is one of those moments when you can finally say your piece and have a conversation that's a long time in the making. If there's something you need to get off your chest, this lunation is ideal. After November 21st, the sun shifts into your career zone, emphasizing your professional prowess, yet Mercury stations retrograde in the same part of your chart just a few days later, so make sure you've organized everything before you take off for Thanksgiving break. Don't forget to pack all your charging cords. For career and money, it says Mars moves into your work zone on November 3rd, firing up your passions about your daily duties and potentially speeding up your ability to hit deadlines faster. However, be careful of doing too much too fast because Mercury retrograde begins late this month and Mars stations retrograde early in December. You don't need all those do-overs. For love and relationships, it says romance can be found on the road this month, Pisces. With so much intense emphasis on your travel zone, taking a lover on a trip or being taken on a trip by a lover feels so right, especially early in the month. This is particularly potent when the sun trines your ruler Neptune in your sign on November 18th. All right. Well, there you have it. Those are the horoscopes for the month. And I'm almost done with my mug. Here is the design. It says Happy Halloween. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very sad that Halloween is now over after today. But it is now time to embrace the closing of the year. We will have Thanksgiving, if you are in the US at least, and it's a time to be grateful for everything. So that always is a positive spin. And then we get to set our intentions for the new year in December. Oh, and enjoy the holidays, duh. But it has been a fun, spooky season, and I hope that you've all been well and that these horoscopes get you excited for the next month. I hope you all sleep well. If you're not asleep already, and I hope that you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what sign you are and if any of this resonated with you, or if it ends up resonating with you at the end of the month. Who knows? We'll see.